Would you do it again if you had to do it over?
This
is a good way to start.
Absolutely. I'm surprised more bishops haven't figured this one out, because a good example of it is someone wrote me a note today and told me about 2 congregations that they had visited, and I've seen both congregations, and I knew that exactly what I was hearing from this person resonated with what I knew about them personally. And if I hadn't been at those places, that I simply wouldn't have known.
We always refer to ourselves as the smallest and humblest church in a very small and humble town. This is us, incidentally, 3 years ago. Plain worn and unadorned. As you can see, there have been many civic improvements. And I should say, all of which were done by volunteer labor.
This is our computer lab where we started out teaching seniors in the community. It started out in the church and it's ongoing and seems to be a very popular program. I might start it myself.
Very popular.
Right. And then
this is our memorial garden, and it was founded in 1996 after meeting with the city people, and they gave their approval and gave us the rules, which we can't be anything like a cemetery. We're in the city limits, and then there's certain rules that we can't have markers, anything like that. We have, right inside the church, we have a brass marker plate that tells everyone that's buried here.
Say that again.
It's hard for some of us to realize that we're a new congregation and we shouldn't always have to do the things like we used to do.
You're right. Thank you.
The window was given as a gift early on. The parish, the church met here for a while with just plain glass, and then hired a local artist, and originally wanted jewel tones. And he came and sat in the sanctuary and sort of meditated and came back to them and said, no, you don't. You don't want jewel tones. Let me work something up and show you. And this is what he came back with.
Wow.
And there's a long story. There's a story out in the narthex that you can read about it. But the pink piece is supposed to be Mount Hood. On Mount Hood, the lines are the thoroughfares around here, West Union 26, Cornell, that sort of thing. But the thing I love the most about it is on Sundays, or on the days when the sun shines in the morning, the beveled glass causes rainbows all around the room. And often it happens right when people are coming up for Eucharist. So, you almost don't need anything else but, the body and the bread and the wine and the rainbows.
Well, we started a project called Rings for Haiti. And we took little pieces of glass that have been laying around the studio for a long time and some donated glass. And the kids have been making beautiful rings, and the rings are selling.
This is the chapel at St. Matthew's in Eugene, and I think it is the smallest chapel in the diocese. What they've done is they've taken what was essentially sort of like a hallway or a back porch and said, we could find a better use for it. And you call this the Lady Chapel?
This is the Lady Chapel.
Now, was it always called the Lady Chapel?
I think so.
Okay.
Because, traditionally that's always behind the high altar in a cathedral.
And
although it's funny because some of the kids at the school will call it the Ladies' Chapel.
Congregations sign up for dinner parties and dinner groups and youth events and Eucharist and choirs class and formation, all those kinds of things. I have their mission statement.
We see all people in relationship to God, and through God to each other.
We are in a new partnership as of a year ago with Oregon Festival Choirs. So their choirs rehearse up here.
And look at all these. These look like. Is this for the sale or is this the
clothing closet?
Clothing closet. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Where are we?
We're at St. Matthias Cave Junction.
All right. Good. This is St. David's in Drain, and this is the last of the churches that I have been to in the diocese on the 100-day tour.
That's what it's like on Emmaus Road. There's always some help for those who shoulder a heavy load. 'Cause when he blessed and broke the bread, they saw that it was Jesus, he was not dead. And then he disappeared from sight and left them standing in the night. They said, did not our hearts burn within us though, when he opened up the Holy Scriptures so? They hurried back down the Emmaus Road. No more dragging steps and no more crushing load. They found the disciples and they said, we saw him in the breaking of the bread. They found the disciples and they said, we have seen him in the breaking of the bread.